Okie dokie. I think we're live. We'll see how much of a leg we have here. Oh, not too bad. About 45 seconds behind, it looks like. Whoever pops in first, if you could please let me know if you can hear me. That would be great. Or how the sound is. Oh, I need coffee. Ooh. Hi, Diane. Can you hear me okay? Hi, Dawn. Loud and clear. Okay, who is making this one today? Let me know, let me know. What is the date today? It's the 9th. Perfect. I tell ya, I am making a tutorial for the Mercury backpack by Car Threads, and I'm modifying it to be a convertible bag. And I didn't want to stop sewing it. I had to put everything away, take down the tutorial stuff to do this. But man, I have strong sojo right now. I just want to sew. Hi, Rhonda. Long time no see in here. Hi, Cynthia. How is your foot feeling? So we got Dawn making it. Diane making it. Cynthia, will you be making this one when your foot is feeling better? And how about you, Rhonda? Will you be making this one with us? Can I give you some? Sure. I said I had been lacking. As you guys know, last month was rough. It was a rough sewing month for me. That Descassau class kicked my butt. The tutorial is doing incredibly well on the channel though, so that's good. So I was just having a rough couple weeks, that's all. Yay, look at all of our sewing friends. This is a pretty fast sew. It's only going to, actually both bags this month should only be a 3-class bag for Tuesday and Thursday. I love these ones. Love them. It's going to be a happy sewing month. Well, Cynthia, maybe next week you'll be feeling a little more up to it. So I'll put you on that you are potentially making it. I just need to know who's cutting with me today. Diane and Dawn cutting with me so far. I'm so happy, Dawn, that you are sewing with us again. It's been quite a while. I mean, you always come hang out, but you haven't sewn with us since before Christmas, I don't think. You've just been so busy. The sun's finally coming out here after a huge hailstorm. Oh, well, I'll show you the size of it, Rhonda. This is it here. This is mine. This is my cruise bag that I made for myself in Beatles fabric. I made it in glitter vinyls. I like it. It's going to be perfect for when I'm whale watching, because I'll just wear it across my front where everything will be secure and won't fall out. I'm not a sling girl usually myself, but for travel, I think this is going to be great to be hands-free when we're like hiking up in Alaska and all that stuff. So I'm excited to use it. Now, the one I am cutting out today is actually a customer order. So there's only one thing I will be doing different, but it's not going to really affect you guys too much. It was right here where the webbing attaches. She wants the strap to be detachable. I do not know why, because there's no other handles to hold it. But all I'm going to do that for her is, instead of the rectangle ring here, I'm going to put an O-ring. And then, because I don't have any matte black large D-rings, so it's going to be an O-ring. And then on this side of my strap, I'm just going to make it like a crossbody strap so she can just swivel clasp it on. So I mean, when we get to the point of putting this on, I'll show you guys how to do it before I attach my swivel clasp for sure. So yeah. Oh, I see what you mean, a sling or a backpack. Dawn is excited about both of this month's bags. Hey Irene, how are you? Long time. Are you going to be cutting with us today? No, Rhonda, how old is she? The slings are really trending right now. I mean, you can wear it on your back too. Show you what it looks like. Oops. So, front wearing. Oops. Oh, I got the strap really big right now, but on the front, or you can tell I don't wear these very often. Did I do that right? On the back? Did I do that right? Yeah, I did. I have my strap really long. It'll sit up here more when I lengthen it out, but oh, awesome, Irene. Perfect. So you'll cut it out after the class then. Yes, this is going to be a fun one to make. Now, there are a lot of pages. The hardest part of this bag is actually the zipper panel, because we have to make sure we have things orientated because it's curved. It's a little bit different. Because when I made the tutorial, I almost put it on backwards. That's why I do a tutorial first. But yeah, so I've got 2 of these on order. I'm doing one of the class bag, or one of my customer bags as the class bag. It's a 1990s themed bag, so it's gonna have a lot of bright colors. Oh, very cool, Rhonda. This bag here, I don't know how many, well, you could fit like paperback novels in it, or a paperback novel in it. I don't think you could put a hardcover book in it. It's not big enough. So yeah, as I said, my client bag, she's only requested that one thing, and it's that the strap will be detachable. But again, I will show you still how to loop it on before I actually do my second swivel clasp on the top here. So yeah. Are there any questions about fabrics or interfacings? I don't remember what interfacings I used in this. I've already done a tutorial on this a few months back, so you guys can... I'm not frozen, I don't think. Hi, Lexi. Lexi, are you going to attempt to... Is baby going to let you sew this one with us this month? Yes, I did a tutorial, I think 2 months ago, so that is on the channel already if you need something to reference. Oh, yes, this is one where we will be using fusible fleece rather than Decovil Light. She doesn't recommend using Decovil Light. So yes, I use fleece, I believe, in everything. So I will be doing that again. Or you could use, actually for the glitter vinyls, I probably didn't need to use anything. You could use fusible fleece, or you can use like an EB Fuse heavy. You want something that is not going to pull away when we turn it through. So my front panel here on my customer bag is actually being done in cotton. So I am actually going to be backing that with EP Fuse Medium because it's just a little bit more than say SF101, just to give it more of a vinyl fill. And I am also going to be OD coating it because I want it to stay clean for her. But of course, I won't be doing that in class. That'll be part of my homework. Oh, poor baby's cranky. So yeah, and everybody noticed that it is bound. I will be doing a waterproof canvas binding. I'll be cutting that today. Take my wallet out of here. I already have my I already have my passport all ready to go in here. So yeah, I think in class, we got 2 slip pockets. In this one, I did a clear slip pocket. You can't even see. I did a clear slip pocket on one side because I intended that to be where my passport is going to sit. So when I think I've lost it, I can easily see it in there. And then the other side, I did a regular slip pocket. So again, slip pockets, when we get to that stage, will probably be homework. And you can decide if you want to put slip pockets in or not. But yeah, are there any questions before we get cutting? It seems like there is a lot of pieces, but it's actually more of the pages. But one thing about Shannon's, oh my gosh, my brain shut down, of Shannon's patterns is they are so well written and the instructions are so clear and precise, and she takes you through every step of it. So it's really, really good. So I'm super excited that we have a double feature of knotted threads. It's a brand new designer, that new to me designer, allowing me to do her tutorials. So, and I absolutely love doing this. I loved making the Aries. Tutorial is up for members for the Aries bag to see for Thursday's bag. Yeah, they're just so much fun. Yeah, so there are actually instructions in the pattern for clear pockets as well as non-clear pockets. So I did one of each in there, and the reason I did it in mine was mainly so I had a clear window so I can, I'm always, when I travel, I have this fear of losing my passport in a country. I mean, I know the US, Alaska isn't that different than Canada, I guess, but still, it would be a real pain in the butt if I didn't have my Canadian passport to get back home. So when I'm having those moments, it's like, oh darn, well, I can just kind of peek in my bag and go, oh, there it is in this little clear pocket. It's safe and sound. Oh, you watched the Aries tutorial, Diane? What did you think? Oh, you've already made an Aries, haven't you? I could make a passport holder, yeah. I actually have a wallet that's a passport holder, but yeah, this is my travel wallet. It's pink, it matches too. Put that in there, getting it ready to go. You guys see my big box back here? That is my Galaxy order. It was 20-pound box. I'm going to go live opening it either Saturday or Sunday. Actually, I'm thinking it might be Saturday morning now. Because Dave and I have a date night that day, so I may as well do it that morning. And then, yeah, and that's also when her retail is dropping. So you can join me here. I can show you the vinyls of her new line that I got. And then you can hop on over to her website because her retail drop is on Saturday. And then you can see if you can grab some up. I can tell you the patinas are my new favorite. Rhonda, the pattern of my wallet, that's naughty. You know what that is. It's the secret wallet. Rhonda and Diane and Dawn know what that wallet is, but I forgot it was in there. I was trying to not show it too much. So Brandy, just so I'm prepared, just use my printed vinyl for piece A. All I use my printed vinyl for, I use my printed vinyl for this pocket, so whatever piece that is, I don't know. And then, so I'm going to be doing the other bag in the same fashion. I have my printed vinyl for my pocket. I'm going to be using black for an accent vinyl that goes around the bottom and for here and for all of my connectors. And then I have my main vinyl, which is the glitter vinyl on this one for the back and the gusset. And then I used a piece of my printed vinyl again on the inside. Oh man, don't look. I used it as my slip pocket. See? Right there. That's okay, Rhonda. Nobody sees it. It's okay. I have to look to see what piece A is. I don't know until I get there. I don't remember what they are until I actually jump into it. So, but this is the only place I use my printed vinyl on, and then my slip pocket. But you could use your printed vinyl anywhere you like. You can color block it any way that you like to. All right. Let me just mark down this here. Thought I'd been marking people down, but I hadn't. What did I do? Okay. So we have Diane. We have Dawn. We have Cynthia, Irene, Rhonda, Luxxe. Look at all of us. Thanks, Diane. Sorry, Dawn. I don't have my pieces in front of me just yet. Okay. And so far I have Diane, Dawn, Irene, and Cynthia making this. Cynthia's not sewing along with us today. Irene's not cutting along with us today. Rhonda is thinking about if she's going to make this one. It's a good one. It's a fun, fast sew. So we'll give it another 4 minutes to make sure that some of the other people don't pop on. We got 22 people in this class. And we have 61 people in the other class. Crazy. Oh, it's the piece you can cut out the window so that you can fussy cut. Nice. Yeah, I didn't fussy cut mine. I won't be fussy cutting mine. But yes, there is that option. We'll talk about that when we get to it. Yay. So both boys are home. Riley is homesick with Norwalk. He caught it at the seniors home he works at. So he has been ill for the last 24 hours. So hopefully he's feeling better soon, and hopefully he doesn't pass it to us. Brady was sick last week with a head cold, and he gave that to me over the weekend. I wasn't overly impressed with that. So if you hear my voice sounding like it is, it's because I've been coughing and I'm still a little bit congested, but I am feeling much better. Titus, my cat, is 100% better, but he's turned into a nice cat. He was always kind of a jerk and wasn't very people-y, and he hated to cuddle. All of a sudden, he's my cat. He demands my attention. He wants cuddles and pets all the time, which is so weird. His favorite thing now is being brushed, which he used to absolutely hate. So I don't know what happened to my cat, but now he's a lovely cat. He was a lovely cat before, but now he's a nice cat. So I've got kids walking by my window here as they're leaving school. But the dogs are quiet because Brady's keeping them quiet. Look at Don's been a member for 25 months. Oh, he'll be fine, Cynthia. He's young. He's 24. He'll heal up okay. All right, who's ready to get started? Where do I want to put this? We'll put that there. Okay, I gotta put on my Rosie Sling hat. Cutting guide is on page 6 of the pattern, if everybody wants to turn there. And we will work from top to bottom. Is anybody else doing 2 tones of vinyl besides the pocket like I am, or is everybody doing one color? It is the season for flues, that's for sure. Okay, so let me show you the fabrics. These are crazy fabrics. These are chosen from my client. She wants to bring back her high school years, which I'm all into as a Gen Xer myself. We're right into the 1990s. I guess that could be a millennial too. I'm not a millennial, but I'm a Gen Xer. Let me put this to, uh-oh, got you in the dark. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna have to decide what part of this. This is a huge print from Spoonflower. This gave her Saved by the Bell vibes. So this is what she wants for her front pocket. So, I mean, this is a huge piece of fabric just for one accent. So I'm gonna have to decide which area I wanna kind of sort of fussy cut for that. So that is her main front pocket. We're going with the black vinyl for the bottom and the straps. And then she chose out the Sunny Days Vintage Pearl Vinyl for the main color, matte black hardware, and dark blue waterproof canvas. Can this be any more 1994? So yeah. So I don't think I want to choose out something that has too much yellow when I go to fussy cut this. Maybe like a little piece like this with yellow, but I think I'm going to try to grab as much as I can of the other colors in there. And again, this is cotton from Spoonflower, and I am going to be Odie coating, Odie coat, is that the right word? Yeah, Odie coating this after the fact. So that's okay. All right. So if everybody wants to pull out their main fabric, this is going to take me a moment to figure out what I'm cutting out from this. Again, she paid extra for the Spoonflower, and I'm only using a very, very small section of it. So let's look for pattern piece A, was it? Nope. Middle panel, back panel. Here is our pockets. That's pocket stabilizer. Where's my pocket? Here's my front pocket. Okay, so this is what Dawn was talking about right here is, see how there's this box right here? The reason Shannon put that in the pattern is you can cut out that box so you can place this in a way to fussy cut something. Say you wanted something to be really nice in that center part. That's a good way to be able to see it. I myself don't need to worry about that too much. I just got to decide whereabouts I am going to place this to pick up the most that I can of these colors. I'd love to be able to get all of these colors in somewhere. And this is going to be such a waste of fabric, I can already tell. Maybe I am thinking, do you know what? I might cut out that box and I might make this my center part, and then that is going to pick up all of those things. So let me just cut out that box and we will try this fussy cutting thing here. Let me get my paper rotary cutter and we're going to give it a try. I think it'll be fun. Shannon's patterns, they are a little bit more expensive. I am so happy that she gave us a discount, of course, but they are so well written and she thinks of everything. And she doesn't have that many patterns out, but they're great patterns. Okay. So I think that is what we're going to do. So now keeping in mind how you're putting this on, because it's asymmetrical, right? So you want to make sure if you were cutting it from the back, say you were drawing it on with vinyl, okay? If you were drawing it on the back of your vinyl, you are going to have to make sure that your pattern piece is also right side down. And this is the rule of thumb for any piece that is not even everywhere. If you cut it this way with the vinyl side right side down and the pattern right side up, your pocket is going to be mirrored to what it should be. So whenever, and if you have done our AVE tricks, you would have learned this because we have those flaps that aren't symmetrical. And if you were to cut it like this on the back of your piece with your pattern piece right side up, your flaps are going to go the opposite direction. So when you are using a piece that is not the same everywhere, make sure it is orientated the same way that the fabric you're working on. So if you're working with it wrong side up, make sure your pattern piece is wrong side up. If you're doing it right side up, make sure your pattern piece is right side up. So just a little something to keep in mind whenever you are doing something. Okay, so now let's see. I can either, I want to kind of try to catch as many of these colors as I can. I can either center the blue one. This is really genius. Look at that. And that picks up all the colors. Or should I try to center that one? Or should I try to center this one in the green? That picks up all the colors too. What do you guys think? Blue, pink one, or pink 2 for my flap here for my client. Of course, I'd love to pick up some of these. Doesn't really pick them all up, does it? I could kind of do that. This is such a hard print to work with because this piece is so small and the print is so large. And I want to catch as much of that 1990s vibe as I can, or I can center a triangle. So you guys can all go ahead and cut yours out while I try to figure out what I want to do for my client here. This one gets a couple of everything. One person did the aviation. I don't know who did that, Dawn. Oh, nice, Dawn. Okay. Well, it doesn't pick up any green though. I don't know if I want to center it on a triangle or that's a lot of yellow because the outside of the bag is yellow. Try a purple triangle. So if I center it there, I actually wouldn't, that might actually be good because then I don't waste too much fabric with my fussy cutting because it's right down in the corner. I get that nice purple triangle there, some yellow, just a touch of yellow and a little zigzag yellow there, blue, pink, but I missed the green. I missed the green. So that would get me, if I go there, I get this green triangle on the bottom, part of the purple here. Kind of make it come over like this so it's not really symmetrical. I kind of want that zigzag in there though. So I could go there, get part of the purple, blue, pink, green, yellow, and a zigzag. I guess that kind of covers everything too, hey? A small purple, like a zigzag purple, or a small purple like this one. This is a hard print. This is, okay. So if I centered this one, I want to get a circle in there too though. That's going to cut that out. Okay, so if I go there, what do I got? If I go there, I get a big chunk of the, I can move it up, yellow triangle. I'll get the circle. I'll get a purple triangle, part of a green triangle, and half a zigzag. You did yours backwards, this piece here? That's okay, it could go the other way too. It's all good. I don't know what to do. Oh, wait. Flip this over. because I got a pink circle, green triangle. Oh my goodness, my client. So here, I could go right in center. I can get part of that circle, green triangle, blue circle, part of a pink. Like I could actually move. Could actually go here, like oblong there. So I get almost that whole zigzag. Part of a triangle there. Circle, part of a triangle there. No, I think it needs to be more here. Over there. Ooh, maybe here. This is tough. Blue. Blue circle, like, this is tough. Which way is this supposed to go? Okay, this is the way the fabric is supposed to be orientated, this way, I guess, if I follow the selvage. And this pocket is so important because it is like the everything of the bag. So I could go here. Ooh, this might work. So I'm going to go here. I'm not going to make that completely centered in the middle though. I think I'll put it kind of to the side. I'm going to catch some of this triangle down here. So I got part of the yellow triangle, part of a zigzag, part of another zigzag, blue circle, a whole purple zigzag, some green at the top, and a little bit of yellow. I think that might be it. And I think that's capturing all of the colors and the vibes that is this 1970s fabric. So that's what I'm going to do. What do you guys think? And I'm not wasting that much fabric because it's all in this one corner. So now where I have my little cutouts here for my darts, do not cut those. Only cut the darts from your paper piece. Do not cut your fabric up and into those darts. That's just for marking later on. You're going to cut the whole perimeter of this, not the darts. So I have my fabric facing right side up and my pattern piece facing right side up. So I know that this is orientated the right way. And if you want to think about it, this is what you look like. This is all the fabrics right side up. It's got my swoop going the right way. So if you're ever not sure when you're working with things that are asymmetrical, just always orientate your pattern piece in the same way that the fabric is. So when you're drawing on the back of vinyl, of course, you have the wrong side up, so your pattern piece would be wrong side up. Okay, sorry, I took way too much time deciding on that. Let's go ahead and cut this out. So you need one exterior of these. And I'm just going to kind of follow where it would have went if I hadn't cut out my dart. You don't actually get very many patterns that are asymmetrical. But when you do, it definitely makes a difference how you cut it out. So again, I'm going to be OD coating this for homework to waterproof this. So I will end up interfacing this first before I OD coat it. And then it'll be good to go. And look it, she spent all that extra money for me to order this, and she doesn't want the extra fabric. She told me to keep it. So that is my front pocket P. Ready? Dun, 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 dun. I think that's perfect. That's what that pocket's going to look like. That is perfect. We got a little bit of everything, all of the shapes. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's going to be a perfect front pocket for her. I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to put this back into the pattern piece pile because we are going to have to cut our lining with this later. So I'm going to put this in the to be cut lining pan pile. I'll just put this over here. I got this just after Christmas, just before Catches closed down. Quilt shop here, they have pink Olfa cutters now. So the light pink one I got off of Amazon, it crapped out. It was no good. And everybody needs to give Cynthia a round of applause. You know, sorry, Cynthia, I don't mean to call you out. You know how I'm always saying, oh man, I need to get more new pinking shears. I think I've been saying that for 2 years. Well, look what showed up in the mail. Cynthia bought me new pinking shears. Thank you, Cynthia, for my new pinking shears. Using these, I've realized exactly how dull mine were. So thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. So yeah. Cynthia, were you tired of me saying, man, I need new pinking shears? Everybody remind me to get new pinking shears. Okay, so I'm going to just put this out of the way. So I've got pretty much a full meter of this. I don't know what I'll do with it. It's very 1990s. Okay, so let's go down our pattern pieces here. So we got front pocket A. So I'm going to just work from the top down and try not to go rogue. Now, there are instructions in this pattern as well to do a fully clear Rosie. I'm not showing how to do the clear one. I'm not a clear vinyl person at all. So, but yeah, that's great. So you got clear bag options in here as well. So we're done our front pocket panel. Okay, middle panel. I'll show you what all these pieces are on this bag as we go. So our middle panel is this piece right in here where my nameplate is. So I'm going to be doing that in the yellow. So we'll go ahead and we'll start drawing out everything on our main vinyl pieces. Oops, my camera's kind of crooked. I actually have not used the Sunny Days Vintage Pearl vinyl yet, so I was excited when she chose it. It's been in my stash forever. Okay, look how beautiful that is. Okay, so working on the wrong side. So I think I'm, just because Anna and I have been starting to do more asymmetrical type patterns, I think I'm going to start teaching how to cut as if every piece were an asymmetrical pattern, just so I get it into my head, and then maybe if you guys ever come across cutting an asymmetrical pattern, you know what to do. Okay, so our middle panel. Is everybody using webbing for their webbing? I'm using webbing, so I will not be cutting any vinyl today for the adjustable strap, but you definitely can. So if you're going to be doing that, just think about that and make sure you cut those pieces. I believe it's a 1.5 inch width. So you'd be cutting it 1.5 times 4, 6 inches to make a 1.5 inch strap. Okay. So let's draw these on. So we're going to start doing it in a way where we are drawing, if our vinyl is wrong side up, we're going to draw our pattern pieces wrong side up as well. So I'm going to draw one middle panel. I wonder if I go this way. Well, no, I don't think it'll fit. Okay. All right, so let's draw one middle panel. Dawn, you're not doing webbing, you're doing a vinyl strap? So if you're doing a vinyl strap at the 1.5 inch width, you'll want to cut it 6 inches by however long the webbing piece was, which I believe, I don't remember. Whatever the webbing piece is, I think we got 52 inches of webbing, so you could actually do the full width of your fabric if you are going to be doing all of your strapping in vinyl. So I would do the full width of your fabric and go in with 6 inches, because once you fold that all in and make your double full strap, then that will be 1.5 inches. It's always whatever the width you want it to be times 4. So if it's a 1 inch strap, you would times it by 4. So you'd be doing 4 inches by whatever width. If it's a 1.5 inch strap, you multiply 1.5 by 4, and that is 6. Okay, so that is middle panel B. Panel. Oops, I should make sure my pen doesn't show through, and it doesn't. Okay, so I'm going to put that pattern piece aside. We'll also need a lining piece for that. There are a lot of pieces to cut for this, so we're going to mark as we go. Next is back panel C, which mine is going to be in this one as well. She also has listings on here for cutting out bindings. There's different binding options if you're doing woven or waterproof canvas, or and like, yeah, it's everything is there. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to draw out my back panel. Oops, look at, let's put it so it's right side down, so it's going the right way. This one doesn't matter so much because it is symmetrical all the way around, but I myself am going to start getting in the habit of showing it this way because I think it'll just take away confusion, because when you start doing asymmetrical pieces, it really does confuse you. So I'm trying to retrain my brain to do it this way, so I don't accidentally make that mistake when I do those asymmetrical patterns, just out of habit of just taking it for granted that it's the same all the way around. Okay, so you can see this one is just a little bit wider than the middle one. So this is C, back panel. Set that aside because there's other things to cut out there. And I'm going to mark off pattern piece C. What else do I need to do? Okay, so I'm going to skip over pattern piece D for now because that is the bottom gusset, and I'm doing that in black vinyl. So if you are doing all of your exterior in one kind of vinyl, you can definitely go ahead and draw that out now, but I'm skipping over that because I'm doing it in a different color, and I'll come back to it. Where did I get my webbing? Blue Calla has lots of webbing. If you want Canadian webbing source, Emmeline Bags has some webbing. Blue Calla. If you're in the States, So Yours has some amazing webbing. She has so much webbing. And then of course, I believe you can buy webbing. I want to say you can get it from like Lauren and Kasaya, but I'm not sure. Oh, Rhonda says Zipper Valley. You can get it from Zipper Valley. That's in Canada as well. Okay, so I'm skipping over pattern piece D. I'll be revisiting that. Now we want to do our front and back zipper panels. Now that is here and here. Now this is where we want to be very careful with this because we are going to make some important marks on these while we draw them, so we don't make the mistake I made when I made my first one. I put my on backwards. Okay, so we want to get our front. We're going to pull out both our front and our back zipper panels. Okay, now you're going to notice on these pattern pieces, see how it says on this one, so this is on the front zipper panel. Along this outside edge, you'll see where she says zipper, and along this inside edge, it says front. When we draw this out on the wrong side, we're going to put a Z and an F to mark those right away so we do not forget later. Same with on our back zipper panel. You'll see here along the outside curve, it says back, and along the inside, it says zipper. So we're going to put a B and a Z there. Trust me, like we won't forget. We might. So we are going to mark it now so we don't. So I'm going to do my front zipper panel first. I think I can fit it right along this top here, and that's what I'm going to do. So I got my fabric wrong side up, so I'm going to have my pattern piece wrong side up, and I'm going to draw this out. So this is my front zipper panel. And putting this on, I put my front on my back and my back on my front, and I had to unpick my whole bag. It made me cry a little. So I made a note So we won't be doing that this time live, showing you guys how to do it. Sorry if I'm sniffling. I think my Decowil's worn off. Okay. Did anybody else get these wonderful Emmeline Bags pens gifted to them from Emmeline Bags in their orders lately? I have 2 of them and I just love them. They came right at the point where my drawing patterns out pen died, so I love my Emmeline Bags pen. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over so I can see it. So along the top curvy part, I'm going to put a Z. That's going to be for zipper, and an F at the bottom here for front, so we remember. Okay, and I'm going to put pattern piece E, front zipper panel. Okay, and we're going to do the same with the back zipper panel piece. Figure out how I can fit this on. Okay, I'm going to do this one upside down just because I'm trying to get the best use of my vinyl as I can. So I have it wrong side up because my fabric is wrong side up. I'm going to draw it out. Does that make sense what I was talking about with how we're marking that? It might not make sense until we get to that part, why it's so important, but it is. Ask me how I know. So I don't even get to sew tomorrow because tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment and I have my hair appointment. So it's a no sewing day for me tomorrow. And I just so want to finish my backpack. Oh, maybe, Rhonda. I didn't get one with my last order, but the previous 2 I got them. So I think they have them until they run out. I love it when you get little presents from suppliers like that. I do, I do. Especially when you spend a lot of money. I spent a lot of money at Emmeline Bags. Okay, so I'm going to situate this so I can read it. So this is pattern piece F. I'm writing it upside down. And this is the back zipper panel. I'll just write here, back zip panel. And along this inside curvy part here, I'm going to put a Z. Did I do that right? I'm writing it upside down. Nope. Z. Oh, maybe I did. No, I didn't. Z. And then along the outside wide curvy part, I have it upside down on my vinyl right now. I'm going to put a B for back. So it's all marked for when we need it later. Okay, we're going to need those pieces for lining still. So that is pattern piece E and F. Now let me look. What else do I need to cut in the glitter? I think the rest of my exterior is going to be in the black, but I do want to do my slip pocket trim in this. So you can go ahead and you can draw on your slip pocket trim as per the measurements in the cut list. So you do have your front pocket trim. So my front pocket trim, which is right here, I am going to be doing in black as well because I'm going to have it orientated the same way. But for my inner slip pocket trims, I'm going to do it in this yellow. So I will draw my 2 slip pocket trims. And you can decide how many ever slip pockets you want to do. I did the clear slip pocket, which is in the clear version instructions. I did it just like that one if you guys decide to put that in. And I did the other slip pocket the way I usually do my slip pockets. So go ahead and draw, if you're doing slip pocket trim in this, go ahead and draw that out. I'm going to draw mine out quickly. Measurements are in the pattern. I cannot share them, so I'll let you guys do you. Let me see. So I need 2 because I'm going to do 2 slip pockets. for the inside. I'll do my outside slip pocket in a little bit. All right, slip, slip. And I believe that is everything I need in my main color vinyl, so we can go ahead and cut that out. So you can see it doesn't take that much vinyl. I mean, we do still have a little bit more to cut out of the other color if you're doing that. I'm gonna get rid of all of this vinyl and put it in my scrap bin or my started rolls bin. I'm gonna put the... Trying to keep my room as clean as possible these days. I tidied it sort of and it's starting to get messy again, but I want to try to keep it the best it can be. I'm gonna go put this away right away. Where's my pearl vinyls? There they are. Okay. And then cut out these pieces. So Saturday when I go live, I will be doing the VIP draw for March. So make sure you tune in to see if you win. I mean, if you're not there, just make sure you watch it so you know if you've won, so you can contact me. We had Michelle F. win last month. I think it was Michelle F. Or else she was the previous month. I don't remember. Might have been Audrey that won for February. I don't remember. No, I haven't done that yet. My snap hook connector, I'm doing in black. So all I've drawn out, Dawn, is A, B, C, E, and F, and my slip pocket trims, because everything else I'm doing in a different color. But if you are doing it in all the same vinyl for everything, just keep working your way down the list. It's because I'm doing it in two-tone. Does that make sense? I haven't done any snap connectors yet. I did my 2 slip pocket trims, which is these. And you'll see I did them a little bit wider than I usually do because I'm trying to really get that 90s feel. So I cut mine to a little longer than I usually do. I'm going to dump these out here. I want this here. Are you doing yours all the same color vinyl, Dawn? There's so many different ways you can color block this, so go with your vision. I just only like to cut one color at a time, so I do jump around a little bit. So I apologize if your color work is a little different than mine. Okay. So match these with the pieces. I have front zipper panel, and I'm going to have to put this back into the to be cut pile because we have to do the lining for that. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Back zipper panel. Oh, it's in my hand. Duh. Back zipper panel. I need to do my lining still, so I'll put this back into my pile here of pattern pieces to cut out. Okay, so yeah, you can just keep drawing, Dawn, as we go. I'm just gonna finish off this. I know Diane is doing color work almost the same as mine, I believe. So we're just getting done with our main color here, and then, so yeah, just keep going. You don't need to be cutting out just yet. You can keep drawing on your vinyl if that's what you're doing. Okay, so that's my middle panel. My stabilizer pieces. Middle panel, put this back into our cut list because we need to do the lining. And the back panel. I put on a new blade. Do you guys hear that? Look at how nice that's cutting. Okay, and where's my back panel? Back panel, and we're going to need a lining for that, so that'll go back in my pattern piece pile over here. So I just have a big pile of pieces I need to cut out. This is how organized I am. I just throw it all back in. Excuse me. Okay. And this is all the waste I have from that yellow. That's it. That makes me happy. Dawn, I can't help you. You're not with me. I can't come and look for your pattern pieces, but I'm glad you found it. Okay, continuing on with exterior. I'm pulling out my black. So we're still working with that top part. Snap hook connector. What is the snap hook connector? Maybe I don't have the right. Ooh, Dawn, the snap hook connector, I believe, is if you don't have 1.5 inch hardware. I think. I didn't use that in mine. Okay, I know exactly what it is. Look on your front picture thing and look at this top corner here. If you only had a swivel clasp that was 1 inch and it doesn't fit on your 1.5 inch webbing, that is what you're doing for that, is it's making it a new connector piece so you could put 1 inch hardware on it. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just using 1.5 straight across. I'm not doing that snap hook connector. So John, before you cut it out, what size are your swivels? Are they 1.5 inch or are they 1 inch? Again, there's so many options you can do in this. I just went the easy route. Yeah, so if you are not using, if you have a 1.5 inch swivel and you're using 1.5 inch for your webbing or strapping, you don't have to do that piece. That's just to modify it because sometimes it's hard to find 1.5 inch hardware. And that is her roundabout where you can use 1.5 inch webbing with 1 inch hardware. I'm going to just make sure. I have 1 inch swivels, so I'm good to go. Is there anybody that's using 1 inch swivels, or is everybody using 1.5 inch? I'm going to try to use up these scrap pieces first. Make sense? Okay. I was like, what are we talking about? Okay, continuing down the cut list. So, bottom gusset. Bottom gusset. Here we go. I am going to be able to use up my scrap of my black. This makes me so happy. So I'm doing my bottom gusset in black. So I'll show you guys what that is on here. And I believe she has, no, she doesn't in this one. This is your bottom gusset. It goes all the way down and around. So I'm doing that in black just like this. So it ends up being part of your side and your bottom. There you go, Dawn. So yes, if you do those piece S's, you're on your own. I haven't made one yet. I've never made one before because I'm just using 1.5 inch hardware. Okay, so I'm drawing on scrap pieces of vinyl. This is a great scrap buster too. Whoops. Okay, so see, I'm already breaking my new habits I'm trying to form. My vinyl is wrong side up, so my pattern piece is going to be wrong side up. I'm going to draw this on one exterior gusset piece. Such tiny pieces, but it is such a little bag. And everybody knows if you're using cotton for your exterior, your linings, you will back them with the woven interfacing. Our main stabilizer is going to be fleece, fusible fleece. Okay, there's my gusset piece. Piece number D. Bottom gusset. So that's piece D done. Okay, rectangle ring connector, which is this one. I'll show you what that is on the bag. It's this piece right here. Right there. I'm going to be using an O-ring there for mine, just so you guys know, because again, I'm making it so it will come off. So my fabric is wrong side up, so my pattern piece is going to go wrong side up, and I'm going to draw that out. I'm so happy to use up these scraps. I'm so glad I didn't throw them away. Okay, so that is pattern piece G. Rect ring connector. Okay, so we can mark off pattern piece G done. Okay, did I cut out the pieces for these? I did. Oops, I gotta cross this off. One sec. I can't show measurements, so I'm trying to remember when I cut out pieces to white out measurements because I cannot share them. Okay, so now we're going to do pattern piece H, which is our D-ring connector, which is this back piece right here. And thank God, can you do that right here? So satisfying when I can use scraps. So satisfying. HD ring anchor. Done that. Okay, and then there is the front pocket trim, which I can't give you the measurements, so that is you need one of those, so cut it out as per the pattern measurements there. What am I doing? Front pocket trim. Okay. Okay, front pocket trim. There we go. think that's it for vinyl. I got to use up, look at, this was just a random scrap of my black vinyl and I got to use it all up. Okay, so we can cut that out now. Awesome, Rhonda. It's a great pattern. I think your granddaughter would love it. I mean, I made one for myself. Of course, I did it in Beatles fabric, so that's even better. Front pocket trim. So far, so fast, hey? D-ring connector or D-ring anchor. And I just put all my pieces that I don't need to cut anything else for into a bin. And the way I cut this out, you guys, this is exactly how I work when I work with just me, except for I have my music blaring and I'm singing at the top of my lungs. But this is my process. It's my gusset piece. Now I'm going to put this aside because I can see I still need my lining piece for this. So I'm going to put it back into my pattern pile. And there's no edge painting in this one. No raw edges. Unless you're doing waterproof canvas lining like I am, because that'll have a raw edge. Okay, so that's my rectangle ring connector done. And I am actually going to throw away this little bit of scrap, but I'm keeping this piece. Okay. So again, to keep things tidy, I'm just going to quickly go and put this away for another day. I usually pile it over there. Now I'm trying to actually put stuff away as I'm finished with it, and then I won't have like a massive cleanup day that I have to do besides vacuuming. Okay, put this one away. Okay, so I'll let you guys all kind of catch up there. Give you a few minutes. Let me know when you're ready to move on to the lining. I'll have a drink of my iced coffee. And then we just got the lining. And then we will talk about stabilizers. Whew. So far, so good. Rhonda, I am so excited you're sewing with us. Diane's good to go. Dawn, if you're ordering from Emmeline Bags, order some of her printed vinyl. That's that cat vinyl that I did the How You Doing bag in. You will not be disappointed. And she's got some really, really fun waterproof canvases now too. Check them out. We'll give it 2 minutes. You noticed her little, yeah, she makes little eyelashes on her D's. So while we take this small break and we wait for everybody to catch up, what kind of binding is everyone planning on doing for this? Again, I'm going to use waterproof canvas. I know I am actually a bias tape binding one, but when I do a waterproof canvas, having the waterproof canvas lining is just awesome. Awesome, because you can't even see it. It blends in together. But if I was doing a cotton lining, I would definitely either make my own bias tape binding out of my cotton lining, or I would get the pre-made bias tape. Diane's using waterproof canvas. I think the majority of people use waterproof canvas. Ooh, my iced coffee is nice and watered down now. Give it one more minute and then we will move on. My bag's so cute. What's the date? How many more? Oh, I don't know. I can't count. We leave on the 28th for Alaska and we'll be in Vancouver on the 27th, staying at my brother's place. I have 18 days, 7 hours, and 49 minutes until my trip. This is the app for, don't know if you guys can say it, for Holland America Cruise Lines, which we are going on, and they count down for you and everything. So, yay! This waterproof canvas is from Fabricville. This is my go-to. It's nice and thick. I don't know how domestic friendly it is. I would think it's about a 600 denier if I had to guess. But it's fairly expensive, but every now and again it goes on super cheap, like $10 a yard. And then I buy like 2 yards of all the colors. I think about every 6 months or so it goes on sale at Fabricville. So, Dawn, check out the waterproof canvases at Emmeline if you're putting an order in. So yeah, okay, let's move on. All right, so now we're moving into the lining fabric section. All right, so now this is, I'm going to show you guys a trick. When we were talking about asymmetrical shapes again, actually first, before we cut anything, I want to cut my waterproof canvas first, just to make sure I have enough length for my binding. So I'm going to push this out of the way. That's what I always try to do first, because if you start cutting things out and then you get to your waterproof canvas, cutting your waterproof canvas binding out, and you've cut it in all ways, you don't have enough length. It's one of the reasons why I usually draw my straps out first. So waterproof canvas. Let me just see. So she does give you the measurements here for your waterproof canvas. Now I don't do my waterproof canvas as thick as she does here. Let me just quickly read, because when I bound it, I don't think I read her instructions on how she does it. If she trims hers away, you can definitely do that. But if you don't want to trim it, I'll give you mine. Let me find out where it is in the pattern here. Clear pocket, clear pocket. Oh, other. I know my stapler was not strong enough to hold all of the pieces together. So let me just double check something quickly before we cut these. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, she trims it. So the way, and you're more than welcome to do it this way. I'm not going to do it this way. So she cuts, if you look at the pattern on the cut list, you'll see where her binding is. She says to pick one of either your woven or your waterproof canvas. Now, you'll see the width that she cuts her waterproof canvas. And what she does is she cuts it that big so she can wrap it around. She can do her seam allowance all the way around, and then she goes around with her scissors and trims up the raw edge to make it nice and neat. I'm not going to do that. I will tell you guys, I am going to cut my waterproof canvas at 1 1/4 inch wide by, and I'm going to do mine a little bit longer than she has here. So I'm going to do mine 1.25 inches wide and 40 inches long. I'd rather have too much than not enough. I'm going to do 2 pieces like that. And I find that the 1 1/4 inch for that 3/8 of an inch seam allowance is the perfect amount to wrap around. And I've never had a problem catching both sides at 1 1/4 inches. 1 inch, I always have a hard time catching both sides on my waterproof canvas, but 1 1/4 inch, it's not too much excess hanging over that you have to go back in and trim. It's just the perfect amount, and I've never had to go back in and trim. So you can do it my way at cutting it 1 1/4 inches by 40 inches, Or you can do them as per the measurements in the pattern where it's a little bit wider if you're worried about not catching both sides of it. And then you can trim off the excess later. So do you, whatever you do that way. I just want to share how I cut mine. I always cut mine longer just in case. And I only do 1 1/4 inch whenever I do waterproof canvas binding. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my 2 strips of my binding first. And I'm just going to get my big ruler here. Da, 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 da. So this is 24. So I'm going 1 1/4 and 1 1/4, so that's 2 1/2. So I'm actually going to draw it out. Of course, I don't have a straight line. I don't usually draw out on the back of my waterproof canvas, but I am for this because I don't want to fold it. I could just go my width, but I don't want to waste any, so. But yeah, you can decide how you want to do it. My edge isn't straight here, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to draw it out. And then I'm going to cut it similar to how it's 24, 6, 7, 3, 8, 3, 9, 40. Okay. And then we'll get back into the pattern piece part, but just cutting your binding is always smart first. If I had a straight edge and a longer ruler, I just would have went for it, but I do want this to be fairly accurate just because I am so new to waterproof canvas binding myself. I said binding is such a preference on how you like to do it, and everybody does it in such different ways. So feel free to do it your own way as well. You could also use 1 inch double fold or fold over elastic. I've heard that works really good. But you do need the 1 inch one to do that. Don't try to do it with the 3/4 inch. It's not wide enough. Trust me. Ask me how I know. I've tried. And I cried. Okay. Cut the binding out first. Ouch. Just get it out of the way. I know I had more than enough fabric here, but just in case. Oopsies. I said, and that 1 1/4 inch is the magic number that works for me, even with thicker seams. One strip. Okay, so there's my binding done. Yay. All right. Not that you guys could see what I was doing that whole screen. Okay, everybody let me know when you're done your binding, and then we'll move on to the pattern pieces. So that is binding done. couple minutes. My hair's all floppy everywhere today. Holy moly. Once I have everybody, we're going to do the front pocket piece first because it is done different than the exterior. And I'm going to show you my trick to make sure that you don't do it the wrong way around. So Dawn, are you cutting lining right now, or are you going to order some more waterproof canvas? Emmeline usually has their stuff to me within 2 days, and you're not that far from me, so you'll have it probably by Friday, I'm sure, if you order today. They're fast. Is everybody still there? Are these heart things still working when I do this? If I go like this? Am I getting some hearts? There it goes. That's still cool. The chat has gotten quiet. Can somebody give me a shout out if you can still hear me? Hopefully my chat hasn't broken. Yay, thank you, Cynthia. I know everybody's just cutting things out. Okay, perfect. We ready to move on? Okay, so we're back to this lovely front pocket piece. The asymmetrical, is that the right word, asymmetrical? I think so. So you'll see in the cut list, it says front pocket mirrored. So the way I like to do it, just so I know I'm getting it right, is that your exterior and your lining pieces have to be wrong sides together once all is said and done. So I'm actually going to use this as my visual. So I have my waterproof canvas, wrong side up, okay? And when you're thinking about it, this could be the pattern piece with the writing right side up, but I'm going to use my actual pattern or my actual fabric piece here because they are going to be wrong side to wrong side. So if you lay this down like this, they're definitely wrong sides together, mirrored to one another. So I know that that's right. And then I'll take my pattern piece and put it on top so I know that it's orientated the right way. So to be mirrored, you'd have the wrong side of the fabric up and the right side of your pattern piece up. It gets confusing. But I know the visual of having your actual pattern or actual fabric piece there to know the wrong sides together and then orientating your pattern piece the same way, then you have it the right way. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my mirrored lining piece to my front pocket. That's just how I do it. That's how my brain works and how I have to have that visual to see it. You may have a different way of doing it, but that is how I do it. Again, I'm not cutting this here. That's just there for fussy cutting. Okay, Then you can double check it. Wrong side, wrong side. When you have them wrong sides together, you should have right on the outside. So that is your lining front pocket piece done. Make sense? Again, that's our only asymmetrical piece, so it's okay. So, lining fabric A done. Now we need our middle V panel. So, I'm going to go into my pile here, grab that out, and cut that out. So now I have my wrong side up. So I'm going to make sure the wrong side of my pattern piece is also up. Have your pattern piece orientated the same way your fabric is before cutting. Pattern piece B done. Mark that off, pattern piece B. Move on to pattern piece C. Oops, pattern piece. Wrong side up. Fabric wrong side up. Oh, Brady's doing laundry. I hear my washer going. Sorry if you guys hear the washer and dryer. The kid is actually doing laundry. It's a miracle. Make sure Dave's not trying to talk to me here. One sec. Okay, that's back panel done. That's pattern piece C done. Next is our gusset piece. Pattern piece D with the eyelashes. Pattern piece, if your fabric's wrong side up, pattern piece should be wrong side up as well. You know what? I might fit right here. Let's see. There we go. Less waste here. Can you guys hear Brady's music above us? It's really loud. Hopefully it's not picking it up on my mic here. Let me know if it's too loud and I'll tell him to turn it down. Okay, so that's the gusset pieces done. Okay. Okay, now we got these gusset pieces. So I'm going to do it this way. And also on the back side of our lining pieces, just like we did with this, we're going to do our little marks for zipper in front, and same with the other one, whatever the sayings were on that for the back zipper. Just so we don't get them mixed up later on, trust me. You'll see what I mean when we get there. Perfect sound? Okay, perfect. I can hear his music really loud, but I was hoping I have a little fluffy thing you see on my microphone there, and that's supposed to try to block out some of the background noise. It doesn't block out Coco. She's quiet today though. Holy, it's probably because Brady's with her. What did I do here? It moved on me. Okay, there we go. Can you guys tell I'm feeling better this week? I swear the last couple of weeks I was not feeling well at all. Thank you everybody for who on Thursday gave me the night off. That was amazing. It was much needed rest time, especially because I had a cold at the same time. Oops, I was going to mark on the back of these on the wrong side, the same, my Z and my F. That's that one done. Now we need the back one. Same thing. Face down, wrong sides. Yeah, I have to be careful. I've got to make sure that music doesn't come through. Otherwise, YouTube can turn it off on me if there's a copyright or something. So thank you for letting me know if you could hear it or not. I've had it happen before where they were playing music upstairs and YouTube caught it like a year later and threatened to take the video down, but I just silenced the sound on that video and it was all good. Okay, and then again on the back of this one, I'm going to do the zipper here and back. So that's the back and front zipper panels done. We're almost done, you guys. Slip pockets. I think I am going to do, for my slip pocket, because we're done cutting the lining besides that slip pocket, but I'm going to do some of that cottoned 1990s crazy fabric for my slip pocket, I think. So I'm going to put this waterproof canvas away. And this waterproof canvas comes really wide, you guys, from Fabricville. It's more than an 18-inch roll, so it's pretty good. I think it's 1 meter by 1 meter. Something like that. It's a good size. I don't know how to fold it. The struggle is real, can you tell? Okay, I'm just gonna go put this on my waterproof canvas shelf. I'll be right back. Clean as I go. Okay, and I'm going to use this print as my lining slip pocket. Because it's fun. And I have all this fabric to use up. I mean, this wasn't cheap. I think this was like $30 Canadian for this meter. And I hardly used any. So, lining slip pocket. Pattern piece J. Do I have that here? Right here. Let me just get rid of these measurements here. Okay. Pattern piece J, and I'm just going to, I'm not going to fussy cut anything. I'm just going to use this area so I still have lots of fabric left. My material's right side up, so my pattern piece is going to be right side up. And I'm just going to cut that. this dotted line here, that is if, it says if using woven, also cut woven interfacing along this dashed line. And what that is to keep it outside of the seam allowances. So if you're doing that, if you have, if you're on a domestic machine, definitely follow that. If you're on an industrial, do not follow that, because your machine will eat up anything that isn't interfaced. So if you have cotton fabric there, that's one thing with industrial machines, is you definitely want to use woven interfacing all the way to the ends. We don't have to worry about bulk that way. So we just worry about the thinner cottons getting eaten by our machines. So, okay, so that is my aligning slip pocket done. And then all I have left to do is, and this part is from, so this is the Rosie Sling clear slip pocket. So I got this pattern piece from, and how to install this from the clear bag instructions in the pattern. So I am going to add a clear one on. I have this kind of rainbowy clear. I got this from Blue Cala. Actually, she sent this to me. It was a gift. I'm going to try to leave this plastic film on it so I know which side is the right side. Ooh, I got a text message. That's my husband. Let me see what he says. Just a sec. He wants Chinese and delivery. He's funny. I told him I was going to make fish and chips tonight, and it's not his favorite. I love fish and chips, but now I've said that, and now he wants Chinese and delivery. So, okay, so I'm just going to lie this on top here and cut it out. At least with the rainbow, I can kind of see the edge where I'm cutting, which is good. So yeah, that's where I got that pattern piece from, is from the clear vinyl. I know it's really hard to see when you cut clear vinyl. And I'm not going to show you how to install this one. You can just check it out in the instructions. It's super easy. You may not even be putting a clear pocket on it. I'm just doing it because my client wants it, because I did it in mine and she saw mine. So here's my clear pocket piece. There we go. And I have a little bit left of that vinyl for ID windows or something in a wallet later, so I'm going to save this little chunk best I can, keeping the saran stuff on it. I'll just roll it up. Put it away too. Bless you, Brady. I can hear him sneezing. All right. So everybody let me know when you're done that, and then we will talk stabilizers. Because cutting your stabilizer and fusing it is going to be homework, but there is one section, I think I gotta check if I recover. Let me just text my husband quickly. Okay. Make sure we haven't forgotten anything. Okay. So I'm going to strongly urge you to follow her stabilizer suggestions. They work for a reason. So, oh my goodness. My husband's on his way home. He drives an hour and a half home, so he always lets me know when he's leaving. He's up in the winter in Logan Lake, which is still having quite winter conditions up there, so. Okay, Diane's good to go. How about you, Dawn? Are you almost good to go? she is very intricate with how she does her stabilizer. So I just want to go through those pages with you. And it is very important that they end up being that way. The only section I do different is how she does her slip pocket, because I am going to be doing the slip pocket my way that I like to do it. So, I mean, the slip pockets will be homework. You do it whatever way you want, whether it's following in this or later. Not homework tonight. It'll be homework next week. Okay. So if everybody can look at page 10, I can go to my face now. So she's got, actually I'll show you this. She's got pattern pieces for every single one of the interface pieces, which is nice. Where's my mouse? I think my mouse battery just died. Wonderful. Okay, I gotta reach over to my laptop here. There we go. Okay, so for homework is going to be marking, fusing, and prep. Okay, so you're going to do pages 10, 11, and 12. And I promise you, it's not as much as it seems. It is pretty much telling you how to mark the back of your fabric so your interfacings are fused perfectly. So if you are using any cotton fabrics, you're going to make sure that you're backing them with a medium woven interfacing such as SF101 or EB Fuse Light or something equivalent. If you're on a domestic machine, and definitely follow anywhere where she has woven interfacing kept out of the seam allowances. If you're on an industrial, as I said, your cotton pieces, you definitely want to have that woven interfacing right to the ends or your machine is going to eat it up. Again, we're using fleece for the majority of it. On our pattern pieces, it tells you what you are using. I'm debating, well, I'll probably still use fleece. I'm using such a thick vinyl, I probably don't even have to use anything, but because I am doing the class, I am going to use it. So make sure you are following those pages step by step, because there's specific placement, especially of the few areas where there is Decovil Light. We'll want that definitely fused on our back panel because it is what's going to hold our connector in place. So that is step number 4 on page 10. You will be tracing, don't worry about tracing the darts. We can do that together. It is good to try to keep your fusible fleece. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, one sec. Oh, that mouse doesn't work. I'm just gonna hold it up. So this is our front pocket stabilizer fusible fleece. So she's really good here. Cut one fusible fleece, glue side down. So that again is an asymmetrical piece, and she's telling you how to place this. So if you're placing this right side up, you're going to want your glue. Wait, let me just, what does that say? It's easiest to place your cut front pockets on top of the glue side of your interfacing stabilizer to make sure you're cutting the orientation properly for exterior and lining. So she has everything included here. So yeah, that is a cutting tip there you'll want to follow for this piece. You are going to cut your interfacing. For your fleece, you're going to cut these darts out of it as well, because we don't want the darts in our way when we go to make our darts. So you will cut those darts out and then fuse this onto the back of your exterior pocket piece. Unlike our exterior pieces where we did not cut those darts out, but on the stabilizer, you do want to cut those darts out. What else? The only other one that is a little bit odd, she actually, for the rectangle sling, because it's kind of hourglass shaped, she shows you how to get that nice and center. I could do that with you guys, but I can't share those measurements with you anyway. So it's just good if you follow her for that to do the interfacings there. And then you will notice on page 12, step 15,
hey Brandy,
I've got a text message. You're going to see how we have our back stabilizer. So this is on here, like the back stabilizer. And then you're going to see this in a corner. Now make sure you are cutting this piece out of your fleece, cut glue side down, like just how she mentions it, because you need it to, I'll show you where it's going to go. Whoopsies, that little piece is actually where this cutout is right here. So you want to make sure it is going to be on the correct side of your bag, however it goes. So it's going to go like this. That's it, right sides together. And that's giving us a little extra oomph to put our nameplates in. All right. So yes, a little bit challenging with pieces that aren't asymmetrical. She explains it so good in the pattern. Just think about where your glue side is and all will be well. Any questions about anything? So that is all that's for homework, is putting on your stabilizers. It won't take very long. Again, just be very, very mindful for those pieces that are not equal all the way around, how you're cutting your stabilizer, making sure that the correct glue side is where it will be so it will match your piece. Otherwise you will be sad because you will have to cut out another piece of stabilizer. Yay, I'm so excited to do this one. And look, it actually almost took us the full 2 hours to cut it out because we were explaining some of those things that she explains in this pattern, which are so very, very important so you don't waste materials. So any questions, comments, or concerns?
Hey
Oh
Brandy,
my gosh,
you've got a text
I really got to change my ringtone for that. And Dave's running late now. Yeah, he was supposed to be off 45 minutes ago and he hasn't left work yet. Everything makes sense? Yay! I feel like I want to go and finish sewing that bag, but now I'm running out of steam. I've been doing this since 8 o'clock this morning, so I think I probably should go and order our Chinese. Everybody must still be cutting. Everybody got quiet. You guys are awesome. Awesome, Cynthia. Maybe your foot will feel better and you'll get some cutting in. Can you sit down and cut, or do you have to have your foot up? Up to page 16 of the pattern. You're up to page 16 on the pattern? Rhonda? Have you started that much already? You only have to do up to page 12 of the pattern. We'll do page 16 together. We're going to be working on this one in order, I promise. That's one thing with Knotted Threads pattern, is the layout's so good and you kind of have to go in the order she does it, because everything, I don't know how her mind works, but it is awesome because each step leads into the next one, and she has some very unique constructions, especially when it comes to minimizing bulk. Especially in the Aries bag we're doing on Thursdays, there are some amazing bulk reducing techniques and constructions of that bag. I so can't wait to share that with you. So yes, up to page 13, no, page 12. It's just page 10, 11, 12 for interfacing. She gives you all of those measurements to make sure everything is directly centered. Oh, you mean for cutting out the pattern. So yes, follow it to a T. You want everything to line up perfectly. Again, for the asymmetrical pieces, make sure you're very aware of how your cutting orientation is so they are cut correctly. And then, yeah. So next week we will get the probably all of the exterior pieces done. Yep. We'll get all of the exterior done and ready to go. And then homework is going to end up being the lining pieces, which is going to be fast. The exterior is the most time-consuming assembly of this bag. The zipper panel is a little bit tricky, but we'll get through it. And then the following class, we're putting it all together. So it's definitely a 3-class bag, but we will be filling up the full 2 hours of each class, which is awesome. All right, everybody, if you have any questions about cutting it all, you know how to get me throughout the week. My information is below, or you can get me on Facebook or shoot me an email. Get me in the bagmakers group if you need me there too. And yeah, great class, everybody. Feeling much better this week, so I'm happy so many people are here, and I hope you have a fantastic night. I love you all, and I will see probably all of you on Thursday for Aries. Good night, everybody. Bye. Oh, my mouse doesn't work.